Welcome, welcome, welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I am your host, Glenn Poole Harding, and today we have a very, very special guest. This basketball head is a William E. Grady legend. Scratch that. For those of you that know who I'm about to bring on, it's a New York City legend, because he kept it all in New York and did all his work in New York. Besides that, going overseas. But before he went overseas, he played at St. John's University. That's right, the Red Storm. Leading them in different categories, placing himself as one of the greats in St. John's history. After that, he went overseas and he dominated in many countries. Y'all know who I'm talking about? He can be called the voice of controversy in New York City. But at the end of the day, he's my guy, my friend, Ty Grant.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Yes. You have just stepped out into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
What's up, man?
Peace, brother. Peace.
How you doing, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. You missed a valuable part of the intro, which is I was with the Charlotte Hornets for 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, I just didn't play. I was always hurt. Remember, I got hurt at the end of St. John, my last year in St. John, and I was hurt literally for 4 years after that.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was in Charlotte for 2 years. I made the team. Like, they signed me right after the draft. I recuperated there down there. I came back, then got hurt again the day before the first preseason. I broke my wrist again. Word. So I was there when Bobby Fields passed away and all that.
First of all, I always say this, man. If you make it to the league and be inside that locker room, right, and have that experience, no matter how long you were there, and what it took to get there, I think that's such a huge accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? It's a huge accomplishment. What was that like, knowing that, you finally reached your dream of getting to places that most people don't even get a chance to see?
Well, first of all, it wasn't my dream, right? I ain't always hoop, you know what I'm saying? I mean, shout out to Grady, shout out to Jock. I'm probably the only, this is another fun fact, I'm probably the only person that played for Grady. I never played for Ringo. I played for Jock. Ringo was out. Ringo had the surgery.
That's right.
I never played for Ringo. Ringo thought I was a drug. I mean, well, he was halfway right, but Ringo knew me for gambling and selling weed.
Wow.
So even up until the day he died, I'm like the biggest mystery for him, because when you speak to Norman Richardson would tell you. Norman always used to tell Ringo, like, yo, he the best player in the school. And Ringo was like, nah, he don't even come to school. And Ringo always used to tell him he's either gonna be dead or in jail in a couple years. This is before because I never tried out. I never did none of that.
So how many years you played at Grady?
Only 2, my junior and senior year.
That's crazy. My coach seen some of the best players come out of Grady, and he said you were one of the best.
Poole. I played for Grady only 2 years.
That's crazy.
And it was all because of Derek Jock McMahon, period, right? So a lot of people try to tell the story. The story is very simple. The summer, the year before my junior year, I was outside playing against some Grady basketball players in the park. And my big bro named Shatane used to always tell me, oh, you gotta play for the basketball team. Mind you, I don't know nothing about the basketball. I probably went to one game as a freshman. You know what I'm saying? Grady had mad boys, And I'm into girls, so I'm like, yo, I can't be, you know what I mean? So I was like, again, I was ignorant, young. And Derek McMahon, Jock, saw me in the park and told me come play in Coney Island. I went to Coney Island in the summer, and that literally changed the trajectory of what I wanted to do. He put me on the team. He started me. So we had the JV coach was mad. I had everybody mad because everybody's like, why is he? And Jock just put me in and was like, go ahead, go play. Cursed me out everything. And I played, won MVP. And that was the beginning of my Grady. This is before Grady because everybody's asking me, everybody thought I went to Lincoln because I got a lot of friends from my neighborhood who went to Lincoln because, you know, Lincoln was Coney Island, Grady was Crosstown.
That's a fact.
Right?
That's a fact.
But I had a lot of dudes, you know what I mean, like my man Keith Branch, Carrots, Tislam, James, all them dudes is from my part of town, which is East Flatbush, the 90s. So I used to hang out with them, especially on the train rides and shit coming from Atlantic.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
When it was chaos. Anyway, so that literally was like my foray into basketball because of Jock. Jock also forced me to go play at Riverside Church. He came to my house 6 o'clock in the morning and forced me to go to church. I was like, go to a church to do what? Play basketball? I don't even go to church. Like, I didn't understand. That's how far disconnected I was from.
Right.
And I went up to the church. Again, this is my junior year before I even played a high school game. This is all the summer. I went to the church. Derman player. We played shirts and skins. Derman player, after 30 minutes, told me get off the court. I thought he was sending me home. He brought me in the back of the office, gave me like 4 pairs of sneakers and said, yo, tell your moms to come to the next practice. We got a trip we got to go to.
Wow.
That's how I played for the church. That's how I produced.
All right. Let's go to the beginning. Who introduced you to the game?
My uncle. But my uncle, when you say introduce me, I played in the parks. You know what I'm saying? I played in my neighborhood. So my biggest thing was, if I'm gonna play basketball, I want to play on the court with the big court, which is with the adults. You know how we grew up.
That's right.
Right? But we had a lot of talented people from my neighborhood. And this is the ironic thing about this story is because Norman and D Brown, his brother, has an aunt that lived in the 90s. D Brown used to come to the 90s and play in the park. D Brown was in Grady my freshman year. I didn't even know he was a basketball player on the basketball team.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So again, when you speak to them, we got a different, to me, Norman got a different relationship than any other basketball, because I knew Norman when I wasn't playing basketball for the school. You know what I'm saying? Norman also forced me to play for the church because he was telling me, yo, you could go get some money. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to be, selling no weed or nothing. And I'm like, for basketball? And Norman Richardson. When you speak to him, bring up the story, he'll tell you, because he remember it more than me, because I was in the moment, so I'm living it. You know what I mean? Norman's like, nah, you got to come up here and play. And I was like, yeah. He was like, they gave us these sneakers for free and all, and I didn't know. So my uncle introduced it to me, but they also introduced me to football. That's my first love.
Same here.
Yeah, I was a hell of a quarterback. Only reason why I stopped playing football because I kept getting hurt.
Yo, I went to Lincoln to play football.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I just happened to try out for the basketball team.
So I was teammates once with Frankie Sinclair.
Wow.
Yes, because I played up because I was like solid as a 12, 13.
Right,
so I played for Kings Bay.
Wow.
This is a fact. So I never played basketball. You know what I'm saying? I just and then I grew. I grew about 4 inches between 14 and 15. And I was hurt. I mean, I had a broken leg, broken arm, and then it just naturally just started playing a little bit more and more basketball. Word.
Wow. What was the thing that kind of, got you into the streets, right? Because, we know a lot of ball players who kind of dabbled in both worlds. But for you to do that first before you even got into basketball, what was that like for you, and how did you, get that lifestyle?
It was easy because my father's side of the family was heavily into it, right? Some people call it the Grant cartel, whatever. And, growing up in a family with Rastafarians and just the lifestyle and the culture, I never really knew weed was illegal until I was like 12 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So getting access to cannabis at the time and people paying me $5 for a pack, and I ain't paying for the weed. That was my natural hustle. Like I was smart, I was intelligent. You know what I'm saying? I was always in the smart classes. I just used to get into trouble because I was smart. So, again, sports wasn't even a thing. It was something I did. You know what I'm saying? My parents liked the idea of me playing sports. They just didn't like me getting hurt all the time. You know what I mean? But again, it's my background. That's why I always say my perspective different, because I had a life before basketball. You know what I'm saying? So when I see dudes, you know, these fake tough guys and all this, I was like, you decided to get tough after basketball? Like,
that's a fact.
Like you guys are like, man, confusing to me. Like,
Right,
when did you become a bully, or when were you tough? You know what I'm saying? I beat up bullies before I even played basketball. You know what I'm saying? I went to Grady. Nobody wasn't messing with me. Everybody was under pressure. But again, it wasn't that I was a bully. I respected everybody. But if I saw that you was playing tough, again, I was ignorant. I'm from 94th and Clarkson. I thought we was the, you know, worst, baddest people in the world. So then I had my uncles that nobody was messing with. So I'm like, I'm bulletproof, you know? But it saved me a lot, but it also put me in awkward positions at a young age that I learned from. That's why I try to stay away from any kind of violence, because I know how fast it could go left. I still know ignorant people that don't even remember me for playing basketball. They remember young Ty.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some of them just came home. So I'd be like, yo, I'm a civilian. That's why I always post like, I'm a civilian. I talk shit. I'm a civilian. I don't want no problems. You know, so that's why I'm entertained by these guys who are involved with basketball, and they talk crazy, and I'm just like, all right, it's entertainment for me. Just strictly entertainment.
So when you stop playing basketball and you start your own programming team first, right? You're able to mentor kids on a real level because you've seen both sides.
Absolutely.
How was that an advantage for you?
It's a huge advantage because I'm frontline. I mean, my title, CEO, all this stuff is just a title. I'm a frontline dude. Like, I got to get to the gist of what's going on, right? Because nobody probably thought I could have got the help that I needed, but I knew what strong, intelligent black men did for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's important for me to help these kids, and we're not even talking about basketball yet. It was important for me to help these kids and mentor, right? People use that, but it's kind of cliche. But be around these kids, meet them where they at, and look for the answer to their issues, right? And that's what I did. That's how Team First started. Like, I did camps at Cleansall, but my main part of it was to go into schools and be involved with these kids. Because everybody don't play sports.
That's right.
Everybody don't play sports. You know, the majority of the population don't play sports, right?
That's a fact.
So again, I because of basketball and the luxuries of basketball, I was fortunate to see both sides of the world. You know what I'm saying? Live a certain lifestyle, but then I could still go back to my hood. And they used to like smack me in my face like, damn, this is what I came from. It never affected me. I wanted to react to it, right? So I'm saying I'm from Brooklyn, whatever, but I live in Monte Carlo. You know what I'm saying? I'm out in Monte Carlo smoking weed and having real conversations about like who really owned the record industry. And the dude that owned the $75 million penthouse in the building I stay at, he owned the, you know what I'm saying? So this is the type of stuff I was seeing. And I just was like, yeah, I gotta bring this back to my community as a whole.
Man, you know, you being from the city, being from the town, and being world traveled, right? Outside of the normal spaces where guys like us are, right? What was that the real motivation to bring what you learned back and seeing that lifestyle?
100%. I mean, when I was playing, like when my last probably 5 years playing in Europe, I would come back to New York. I mean, I was living between New York and South Beach, and I would always have a group of kids that I mentored, right? They would literally hang out with me. My ex-wife at the time used to love it because that meant we was going to spend more time together and I wouldn't be outside so much, right? Because I always knew I had to get up and go get the young boys and girls.
Yeah.
And I always knew that's what I want to do, but I was just spending my money. I didn't know, and most of us don't know, that there's a business of giving back, right? And I didn't know until I got into the schools and the principal was like, nah, you spending too much money on
There's
these
a
kids.
budget for that.
There's a budget for that,
Right.
right? And that's when I transitioned into a real company because I had no idea. So I always made it a point to come back and hang out with some of these so-called bad kids.
Man, so let's go back a little bit, right? You get into Grady. Norm convinced you to join the team. What was those first practices like? You know?
Oh shit, man! So,
And then having Jock as the coach, which I already know,
Listen,
is just super over the top.
listen, I have even now, I have a bad way of expressing how much I love Jock. Jock, you know, people say people change their life, right? But Jock changed my life through basketball in a variety of ways, right? So we're talking about discipline and structure. You know, coming from the inner cities, discipline and structure don't exist
That's a fact.
most of the time, right? In a positive light, right?
Yep.
It exists in, you know, these foolish street rules, gang rules, or whatever. Jock shredded that shit after 1 week of practice, right? And that was just a mental fuck for me because just the level that you have to work to be ready to practice changed my life. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to prove to myself that I can actually accomplish this, right? So when you're talking about the first day, Jock is talking about we got to run the beach in Timberland boots for like 3 miles and then run the street right back to Grady. And I'm jogging past Lincoln every day to get back to Grady. You talking about a mental fuck pool? Every day, like I'm waking up thinking about this shit. I'm thinking about like, do I really want to do this? Because again, it was my choice, right? And Jock instilled confidence in me at the same time as breaking me down. You know what I mean? So that experience alone propelled me into everything else. Where that I can do anything. Like I can make $1 million. Word, all right, I'm gonna do what it takes. You know what I mean? So again, Derek Jock McMahon, his impact on my life continues to this day. You know what I mean? I never feel like I can't accomplish something because of the way he just put all into me. RIP his brother Tate. Them dudes was like, they was on me where, now I'm gonna blow your mind. I did not like Jock until I graduated from St. John's and it all hit me.
Wow.
I barely spoke to him because I was so mad at him. Like I used to feel like he was torturing me. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you late for class, I got to walk around with the medicine ball. You know what I'm saying? Anything, it was a punishment, especially for me. You know what I mean? But as you know, you grow and you get older and you look back. And I'm 21, graduating from college. I'm like, damn, this dude was setting me up for success.
That's a fact.
You feel me? So, like, I'm just thinking about mad stuff that's, you know, and again, into today, you know, just getting it done. Like, you got to do whatever it takes to get it done. And Jock, that Grady shit prepared me for everything, man. I mean, obviously, I played and I excelled. I was all city. I did all of that stuff. Riverside Church, you travel, all that. But that was because of Jock busting my butt. Like, Jock I used to be like, I'm not going to the church. Jock came and got me 6 o'clock in the morning, made me wake up and go to the church. Think about that. What coach you know do that? 6 o'clock in the morning?
It's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? He don't even know if I'm gonna make the team. He's like, nah, you gotta go. I don't go, man, you know, Jock, man, loud, in my mom's crib yelling, You know what I'm saying? So these are things that I would never forget and I will always appreciate them for to the day I die.
Well, listen, I'm gonna say this on camera, man. Me being a Lincoln guy, seeing what Jock represented, not only to his school, but to his neighborhood, man. He was one of the few black men that we saw in our spaces, right? Because we come from a time where, you know, a lot of our coaches were white coaches.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you had Jock, you had Paul Brown at the high.
You had Major.
You had Major, and Major wasn't even around when I was doing my thing, right? So you had Coach Granby from Jackson. So it's very few. Right? So us seeing Jock all the time, especially when I go out to Coney Island and visit my family and see him and hear those conversations, you know, we all kind of looked up to Jock, right? And I'm gonna say, if we ever get you on the show, man, because I know you got a lot of stories, brother. I got a lot of stories, and we gotta celebrate you, especially for all the things he's done for you.
Absolutely,
and other players,
absolutely.
Right?
I owe him a lot. Like I said, I'm just so bad with that because I be moving. But any opportunity I get, anybody that know me, know people have dropped names that I'm associated. No. Before you start dropping names, Derek Jock, my man, right? Period. You know what I'm saying? I got my Nike One family, Coach B and all them, RIP to him. But Derek Jock McMahon, school and basketball, and that's what it was. For me for 2 years, you know what I'm saying? Pooh, I had 0 to 9, period. I didn't have lunch. I had practice. No, I had PM school. I had practice. Then I had night school. I did all of this in 2 years to qualify to go to St. John.
Because the first 2 years was white.
I didn't go to school like that. You know what I'm saying? So again, even during my recruitment, and again, I can say a lot of positive things about playing with the church. I had 7 unofficial visits to universities, boy. You know what I'm saying? They cover all my expenses. Again, I'm telling you this in retrospect because at the time I thought it was normal. Like, I didn't know this shit was illegal. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to be spending 3 days in USC.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just out there and then they feeding me. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Lorch in Durham is like, yo, you good? Then I go to Cincinnati and I'm out there for 4 days. Like, this is the shit. And mind you, because academics was very important to Jock, it was a head fight between him and the church because, you know, I had to take days off of school to do these trips.
Right.
So I'm telling you, I had 0 period to 9th, PM school, practice, then night school. This was my life for 2 years. I had 1 girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why when I went to St. John's, I lost my fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? But again, it was for me to accomplish something that nobody thought I was. And plus, in the basketball space, nobody ain't know who the fuck I was. You know what I'm saying? Durham threw me in the fire. Jock threw me in the fire. I didn't know, you know, then you know, we had Rob Johnson, one of the biggest handlers ever.
For Queens.
Right.
That's a fact.
Then we had Arnie Hurst coming around. Like, that's why I say what I say when we speak about these handlers. That first of all these kids don't need a handler. You're not good enough.
That's a fact.
Right? This is the first thing. Second of all, if you're good enough, they will come to you. These guys is out here trying to recruit kids and telling all these kids that they're good and they're not even that good. Not that they won't be that good, but you're not even good enough. First of all, be the best person in your classroom. Be the top player in your classroom. Why you just gonna say because he's speaking on my behalf, so I'm the best player in my class? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? So again, our world back then was, I don't think it was even planned strategically to be like that, but we were following y'all. Like we wanted to be better than y'all, so we had honest people telling us, nah, Ty, you got to be better than Pooh. This is what you got to do, and that's it. There wasn't no second opinion. My mom's wasn't giving me her opinion. You know what I'm saying? My dad wasn't saying, Jock don't know what he's talking about. You should do this and this. Yo, you're not qualified, Dad. You're a professor anyway. You know what I'm saying? Mom, you're a nurse. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Y'all not qualified. So that's why I comment the way I comment, because in the overall development of these kids, you need people that know what they talking about, speaking to the kid. And when I say talking about, they gotta live it. There has to be a resume. Like, I can ask you for your resume and you'll give me something in my hand so I can say, okay, he did all this. Right? You can't tell me you can't do that, but you watch 7,000 kids playing basketball. So what? So you're a fan. You're a fan with opinion. That's what you're telling me, right? How does that translate into you supporting or helping these kids? You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of that stuff going on that, you know, I'm just here to support the kids by any means. I don't need adults to say I like Tyler. I don't care. I don't know you anyway. You know what I'm saying? This is the key for me, Pooh. I don't need to know everybody. I like that. You know what I'm saying? If you good, let me see you good. Just show me you good. That's all I want. If you good, I'm making calls. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's twofold for me. It's, you know, this is like a passion thing for me because I want to help these kids because we live in New York City, right? And New York City is so creative. People come up with these fake scenarios, fake stories, right? People forget how great we were as a collective, competitive collective in basketball.
It's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? I had 7 Division I players on my high school team. We wasn't even the best team in the city, fool. You know what I'm saying? 3 people signed NBA contracts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how y'all gonna tell me about some shit where I come from? I played with an AAU team that everybody went Division I. Everybody went to Division I. You know what I'm saying? But we had to bust each other ass every day just to even get an opportunity to say that I competed today. He better than me a little bit, tomorrow I'ma bust his ass. Not go home and say, the coach jerking you gotta transfer. Like we got kids transferring now, which is all the time.
We have a transfer portal in high school.
In high school, right. So where is the development, right? People throw out terms. People don't even know what development means or what it represents. The kids gotta fail. Let's see how we overcome adversity. Let's teach them that. Let's teach them how to overcome adversity. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be always the best, or it's sports. You know what I'm saying? This ain't math class, somebody going to tutoring the most. The guy who go to tutoring the most, he gonna be the best math. No, this is sports. It's too many variables to say that. Like I made a post the other day, I said, and I had to tell these parents, because at this point, I get all these questions, and I used to say they were retarded questions, but in a sense it's not. It's just ignorance. They don't know, right? And a lot of these people, they react to what they see rather than investigating what they see.
A lot of people don't have the information though, Ty.
Yeah, they don't, right? But also, you have to understand, once you realize the probability in sports, as a human being, adult, you gotta humble yourself.
That's a fact.
Right? In your mind, you have to say, I want my child to be the exception. Right? What exception is that? Is how good they may or may not be. Right? That means they may get a Division I scholarship. They may play professional basketball. In the meantime, teach the whole kid. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're gonna see these kids, like, again, you see all these guys running around had all these hoop dreams, all these stories. They did everything you want to do. They got left back on purpose. Then they left New York. Then they went to prep here. Then they went to 4 junior colleges. So everybody in this whole 7-8 year span was jerking them, right? In their mind. They never faced adversity. So now they come home, they talking shit in the summer basketball tournament. You 28, 29. Then summer is over, so what you doing? You don't know. You don't have no plans. You have no motive. What do? You literally just wasted 14 years of your life with a hoop dream that was never real, and now you out here, he hating them, or don't listen to him. Now you're a failure, B. You just play unlimited basketball right now. You're a failure. You know what I'm saying? When you ask these questions, you start digging, you realize you failed at life. How can we help you not fail anymore? But nobody want to have that conversation. They're going to tell you, I'm getting $20,000 in a tournament. Like, what are you talking about? All right, so that's 3 months. What we doing the next 9 months? Stay away from my fucking kids. That's the type of time. Don't speak to them. You know what I'm saying? So again, my philosophy comes back from how I was raised in the game, right? When the elders, when you, Pooh, and Conrad, and y'all saw me, y'all made sure that I stayed away from all these other weirdos. Because that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I don't know most of these dudes. I like that. Yo, Pooh, you don't even know I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like being at Holy Cross and Bill say, yeah, this kid this guy says it. And I'm like, Bill, I don't know none of them. So when they come in the gym, ain't no disrespect. I don't know you, right? But I'm a coach. I know Bill's system. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing like in at Wings 10 years ago when I joined Bill. And that was a favor that turned into me asking him to be part of his program, right? That was a favor. He's like, yo, come speak to my kids, tell them about your journey. Because the thing people don't know is I got with Wings because I had 3 programs in the school that Wings was practicing in. So I go check the program, then I go downstairs and watch Bill practice. I know Bill just because I know him through basketball. And I go down there, I spoke to him. Bill he just got the big boy, Jesse Govan. And he was like, nah, you know, come and speak to the team and probably show him some 1-2. So I did it. I went. It was cool. It was dope. But it lit something in me. Like, yo, I supposed to be giving back. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm traveling. I'm living. I'm bachelor of the year. I'm all over. You know what I'm saying? I'm with my daughter, my son. They playing tennis. I don't give two fucks about nothing. But and my company was doing well. And after doing that a couple times, I literally asked Bill, yo, Bill, he'll be assistant coach or something, or volunteer, whatever, I don't care. You know, I cover some experience. I got money. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. And that's how I got the wings, fucking with Bills. That's the story. It's nothing complex. But what it did was, it gave me an opportunity to be part of some development of some young men that needed support. Right? Because everybody know basketball, everybody know what it takes, everybody know how to get there, and nobody did it. Nobody did it, right? Nobody knows the nights you wake up, you got practice, 6 o'clock in the morning, you're fucking emotionally destroyed, like, God damn, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? They don't know the shit that we went through.
That's right.
Right? So if you don't have a support system, you don't have nobody to help you there. Yeah, there's some that burn through that adversity and just figure it out, right? 9 out of 10 times, we need somebody there to support us. We need the support, a real support, not the fake support, telling you 5'7", that you gonna be in the NBA in 3 years. Yo, shorty. Yo, shorty.
The realism of the whole thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, take advantage of the opportunity. Go to college. You know what I mean? And that's another thing, right? So, again, I'm rambling right now because the stories is related. And I know you got your question.
No, go ahead.
But there's a lot of shit in this whole basketball space that bothers me, and that's why I gotta express myself, right? Like, when did we forget about going to college for free? Now it's going for an NIL deal. You know, 95% of these kids not gonna get an NIL deal. They just not good enough. That's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Pooh.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. You went to college, you ain't gotta pay for college. You gonna come out with some paperwork? Boy, you living good when you come out. You already ahead of most of the population. Why we don't have that conversation? Now, if you're the exception, and you get in a school that you wanna go to offers NIL packages, then that's another conversation. But I'm not gonna get one of these street ball coaches to be my representative in no NIL conversations. You know what I'm saying? So I be bugging because I'm like, yo, son, all these dudes I played with in these parks growing up, none of them was qualified to speak to me about St. John's or even playing professional basketball. You were good in your space. You was good. Mousy, all of them, y'all was good in your space. What I need you to speak to an agent that I might be going to sign. Like, you're not even involved, you're not qualified. You know what I'm saying? But again, these people find themselves in these comfortable situations where they want to be around a yes man, an adult that says, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you do need $700,000 from St. John's. What? They're not even recruiting you.
So, Mousy, just to be fair, Mousy is not out there representing people. But
No.
What we're saying is, Mousy, in the space that he was in, right, being a street ball coach, right, wouldn't put himself in a position to be that representative. Now you're saying guys who was in Mousy's position are now doing that.
Well, I'm saying you're half right. What I'm saying is, me, Tyrone Grant, wouldn't call Mousy to be part of my negotiations.
Gotcha.
Right? Mousy may or may not say it. I mean, shout out to Mouse. You know what I'm saying? I played with Mouse for years growing up. He may or may, but he's not qualified. And I know that as a young man. You know what I'm saying? Again, I grew up under Conrad and them.
That's a fact.
Red Autry and them.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Walter Berry. You know what I'm saying? These is my old heads. These is dudes that's cursing me out because I'm not working hard enough. And I'm looking at them like, yo, you got seven cars. What the fuck are you talking to me about? You know what I'm saying? But again, those were who I had to listen to. Like, if I'm coming out of St. John's and Red agent is looking at me. Malik Sealy, God bless his dead agents, is looking at me.
Yeah.
All these dudes, right? Looking at me. How the fuck, as a young man, I'm gonna tell my old heads, yo, I'm inviting this street agent, this street coach into my negotiation? That gotta be the most ridiculous thing ever.
Moving backwards.
You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna respect him? You know, who's gonna respect you as the talent, right? So that's why I'm big on saying maximize your talent, maximize the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't normal. It ain't normal what's going on now in youth sports. All this money they're giving to these kids, and our kids ain't getting them in New York. Right. I'm bothered by that, Pooh. You know what I'm saying? I'm bothered by that, and I'm watching these kids mess up on opportunity because, one, they not low maintenance. Be low maintenance. If you nice, you nice. We gonna figure out. We, as a collective, we're gonna put you in a position to win because we got decision makers from New York.
So what do you think, besides what you said, that we can add on to New York City basketball, especially high school kids? What are some of the things that they're lacking in the direction that's needed for them?
The truth, right? And again, everyone uses this excuse, right? Social media. The whole world has social media, right? But what it is that these families, I can say mother, father, I can say grandmother, grandfather, I can also say guardians, right?
Yes.
They're all delusional, right? Because, one, the internet says if you do this, and you train with this, you go into the NBA, right? That's what it says, right? Me, Tyrone Grant, I'm coming in with my resume. I'm gonna say, yo, Pooh, bring your resume, let's go speak to their parents. They gonna move that resume away and say, well, what are you talking about? This guy got 7 million likes. He know what he talking about. So you fighting that, right? You fighting that from the onset. Tyrone Grant ain't fighting that. I keep it moving. All right, you win, you got it. Good luck, right? That's what's been happening the last 12 years. I've been documenting this in my mind since I stopped playing ball. You know what I'm saying? I retired 16 years ago. I've been paying attention to all these kids. That's why when they talk about before and all that, I can reference, right? But when you have someone like a young Omar Cook and his uncle, street dude, no, Ty, I know who you are, you know, help me out with this situation. All right, he good enough? Okay, Omar, let's do it. Bust his ass, you playing in this tournament, The dynamics is simple, right? Because he's talented enough, right? No arguments, nothing. You get him to that level and let him live, right? I don't have to go to no NBA draft or nobody, none of this other crazy shit. Son, I'm just giving you my support. That's how I was raised. That's what I was taught, right? But the difference, outside of just the internet differences, it's just that the lack of information. Most of these guys who are, handling these kids don't have the information. So they don't know. Again, you can come to Holy Cross and you can say, yo, Ty, is the big guy getting recruited by Seton Hall? You know what I'm gonna do, Pooh? I'm pulling out my phone. Shy, what's good? You fucking with my boy? Oh, not yet? All right, good looking. Pooh, they not recruiting him. Where the fuck you got that from? You know what I'm saying? Those are conversations I'm used to just to get to the bottom of it. Let's get to it. You know what I mean? But just being very transparent with these kids and these families also can make you an enemy of many of these kids. And I can live with that. My kids is good. You know what I'm saying? My kids is good. But again, that's why I'm back involved. Because I think these kids need, one, support. They need full transparency. And then they're not going to be in this gray area. A lot of these kids in this gray areas. You doing a great work with your company. You guys are filming, going to high school and all that. I can almost guarantee you over 80% of these kids in New York City public high school probably think they're going to St. John's. They probably think they're good enough to go to St. John's. And they would probably argue you on your show for 30 minutes to say why they're good for St. John's. And all you got to do is call St. John's or call me. Ty, they recruiting him? Give me 2 minutes. No. And that's it. So you wasted 30 minutes of your life listening to this nonsense of a kid that think he's good. Because it's, they all in the gray area. I like to get it back to, is he good enough or not? Is he going to St. Peter's? Is he going to Duke? Is he going to Division II? He going to St. Peter's or he going to Duke? You know what I'm saying? Not the foolishness where you trying to figure out, he might have to go to prep school for 2-3 more years. What? People ain't fucking honest, yo. Be honest. You fucking with it ain't me, it's the kid you messing up. I'm good, I got a job. I have a career. You have a job, you have a career. Let's be honest with the kids so we can prepare them to be successful grown men. Because the world ain't, this world ain't easy.
Not at all. So let's take it back a little bit. When you was in high school, you had 2 years to figure it out, right? Who helped you get the classes that you need? Because I think what a lot of kids don't understand, there's certain classes you have to take to be eligible to go to college.
Yep.
I was talking about this the other day with Shanae Howard. She's an educational consultant. All should go check out the episodes. They're very, very informal episode. But you come into the game late and had to make up so much in a short period of time. Who were the people that kind of helped you understand the classes you had to take, and what did you do for yourself to kind of get yourself to that level so you could be recruited by those top schools? So
the beautiful thing about going to Grady was that it wasn't new for them to have recruitable student athletes. So immediately Jock knew what to do. He immediately knew what to do. He knew it so well that I didn't even know the requirements. All I know is that all I knew was that Mr. Lodge had to get me the SAT, ACT prep class. That's what I had to go to on Sunday mornings. Other than the schoolwork, Jock laid it out. If you want to get a scholarship, this is what you. Because my first recruitment letter was playing summer basketball. I didn't even play high school yet, and that was from Hartford. That's my first letter. You know what I'm saying? Because they had R.I.P. Mike Bond on the team, and he was a Grady alumni. So again, Grady had a record of pushing players to the next level. So I was just another regular player. Now, what does it take to get there? I ain't had no choice. Jock wasn't playing with me. Like, you want to play? You ain't gonna have lunch. You gotta figure out how you gonna eat. This is the shit I had to live with. I had to figure out when I was gonna eat during the day. You know what I'm saying? Because I had classes every period, 0 to 9. You know how that shit was back then? 0 to 9 period, every day. I'm a junior. I'm taking freshman social studies, sciences, because I ain't taking when I was a freshman. And I'm just repeating everything, doing it, catching up. And then by my senior year, I already signed to go to St. John's. I wasn't even qualified. So I got another story for you. When I went to St. John's, I wasn't even qualified to play. I went to St. John's the first 4 months as a fucking student. I was a regular student. I didn't even practice with the team because NCAA made me sit with them 3 times and take my SAT because they couldn't believe how intelligent I was because of my scores.
What?
September 1999, my first year in St. John's University. I have classes in St. John's. I had to sit with 2 people for NCAA and do my SAT again so they could see that my 2 scores previously was the right score. I'm in St. John's. I'm a college student. I'm just not on the team.
That's crazy.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. All this, we talking about hitting hurdles and all of that. Again, I didn't realize it. I was just living it. Like St. John's Midnight Madness. If you look at 1999, when the craziness with Felipe and Zendon, I didn't get introduced. I was there because I wasn't even eligible yet. I got eligible a week after the Midnight Madness. I was a college student, Pooh. I was going to class. I worked out sometime, but I couldn't do nothing with the basketball team because I was a college student until they cleared me, till the NCAA cleared me. I had to take my SAT 5 times. The last 3 times in front of the NCAA. They sitting in the room, it's just me and them, and I'm taking the test. 1, 2, 3. Until the last time I went and I took my test in Brooklyn. So I got another thing about this.
I've never heard that before. This might be the first time I've ever heard that.
And this is another thing. So, you know how I got qualified for, well, fuck your head up, for St. John's? So I was in the advanced classes in middle school, right? I took the regents in the 8th grade in middle school. That was high school credits because I was advanced.
Well, right. So, and I think it was called the RCT is in junior high school.
Right, whatever. But
Right.
it was high school level.
Wow.
Right. So, I was in. They call it SP
Yeah,
program.
SP,
Right.
yeah, mhm.
So I was one of the 30 in the school. So it was my class. We had a whole bunch of fucking creators back then. But I didn't. Again, I was living it. I qualified because the scores I got in the 8th grade were high school level scores, and they counted that so I could be eligible to play at St. John's University.
Who found that out?
And see, because they was digging, because my GPA was so bad. My GPA was like a 47.
Wow.
So it's like, you can't, like, think about it. My GPA is like a 47, and I get a 1300 on my SAT.
Yeah.
My GPA is like a 47, I get a 1350. Then I get a 1275. You know what I'm saying? So they looking at me like, yo, who the, you know what I'm saying? But I would say the support of Derman player and Lorch, they wasn't, because they knew, they understood me before I really understood me. They was like, nah, he's super smart. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter about his criminal background. None of him then go say he's smart. That was a decision he made. And they stuck that. Mr. Lorch paid for them lawyers all that time. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, my moms and pops didn't really know. They just knew I was in college. They didn't know I was going through this. But again, Pooh, I'm in the moment, so I didn't have no time to be all stressed out. Because I wanted to play with Zindan Hamilton. I wanted to play with Felipe. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to play with Mo Brown, who was my roommate. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't know. That's why, again, I don't play with this opportunity thing with these kids. Because first of all, they playing before I started playing. So you started in middle school, you got a super head start. You got a head start. You shouldn't have no problems getting where you need to go.
And you did what you did in 2 years, which now is unheard of unless you're a super duper talent. You know, a Lloyd Daniel kind of a talent, a Lamar Odom kind of talent. Right now, we're talking about, right? Yep. That's not happening.
All this, and I won 2 AAU national championships. I won AAU national championships. Let's just be clear. With Riverside Church.
Which doesn't exist anymore.
Right. I won with that team. We won national championships. So I'm in summer school, Riverside Church. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I was in the matrix. I ain't know. I'm just doing it because I'm thinking this shit was just how it was. And I'm living and I'm happy. I'm getting free sneakers. And then I got my man LeVar Folk and Richard Parker. And I'm just like living and I'm going through it. I didn't know. I didn't have no time for somebody to tell me some nonsense. Then I had Arnie Hirsch. I know you be seeing Jeff be having the Hirsch Classic.
Listen, let me tell you something. I played for Hirsch.
There you go.
And the Clario.
Right, you already know.
And our backer was Richie the Fixer. So we all come from the same lineage.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm talking about.
Right, but you was good enough.
Right.
That's why you can speak about it.
Right, that's
you know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying? Nothing
That's a
against
fact.
nobody else. You know what I mean? Yeah.
know
It's cool. I mean, as long as you know the stories or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And
I know all the stories.
Your platform is perfect for that type of conversation. And I like to be clear on where I stand. And, you know, the people that were part of, you know, my journey. And when we say journey, it's only with 2 years. You know what I'm saying? I don't got these long stories with these people or whatever.
Well, who are some of the guys that you came up playing against, right? Because that era was tough still, right?
Are you talking about New York or are you talking about nationally?
Let's just talk New York.
Shit. So we when we talk about basketball, right? I can honestly say like my class was a beast. Like playing against Jamel Thomas in high school basketball, and then playing against him in the summer, and then coming back and playing against him AAU all year was a big advantage for me, right? Because both of us button heads, both of us not backing down, right? Then you had, I'm playing with Kareem Reed, playing against Stephon. I'm with Richard Parker, playing against Charlton Clark and Ramel Lloyd. Like, again, it's like it was incredible.
Every night a battle.
Every night a battle. Then you had, when I was playing, when they made me play with the bigger group, I'm playing with a Donald Foyle, playing against Zindon Hamilton and Felipe Lopez, not even thinking that these dudes might be my teammates in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm exposed to this, and again, Pooh, I'm in the moment, and I'm just taking it in like, damn, I'm not good enough. I gotta get off this bench. You know what I'm saying? I gotta figure it out. Like with the older group, I'm coming off the bench. With my age group, I'm starting. You know what I'm saying? Then I got LeVar Folk telling me like, yo, Ty, you had a good game. And I'm like, nah, I missed like 4 layups. He's like, yeah, but you still had 20. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know, like, then you got Kenny P driving to come pick me up in Brooklyn. You know, that's why I always tell people, don't play with me. Kenny P is my guy.
Fishing.
You can't tell me nothing about Kenny P. Because again, he put me in the matrix. He'll call my mom. He was one of the few people, and again, we ain't have cell phones. He'll call the house, tell Ty, black ass to come downstairs. My mom's Kenny P downstairs. You gotta go. You got a tournament. Didn't matter what I did the day. It didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Kenny P put you in mad tournaments and we just compete. We compete. So again, I was fortunate enough to have serious people who were serious about me in my life.
Listen, Kenny P, when I was playing back in the days, and me and Kenny P around the same age, he was coaching as a kid. He was the assistant coach for Kenny Kings. I'll never forget that. I was like, yo, this young dude, you think he one of the players. He a coach. This was crazy.
I put on social media the other day, I said Kenny P probably coached the most professional athletes in New York over the last 50 years.
That's crazy.
And people don't even realize that.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So again, Kenny, these guys were instrumental in my development, and years later, I acknowledged them because back then I didn't know. I was just living. You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting opportunities. They put me in tournaments and I'm playing against these all-stars and shit, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, what the fuck? How these people so good and they my age? You know what I'm saying? Plus, I was technically a year younger than everybody. You know what I'm saying? I was playing up without Nick because I got advanced because I was in the SB program. You remember how it was? You get 6th to 8th.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, again, so me and my world and my space in this whole youth basketball thing, I'm not playing with nobody. We're trying to get these kids the best opportunity they can get. Because this is a short window, you maximize it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have to end up being fucking LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? It's too much dynamics, you never know, but enjoy this shit.
Yeah, because it goes by like that. It goes by like that. You and your transitions, right? Because you went through a few transitions, right? Coming into high school, you was already in the streets, then had to kind of transform into the student athlete, right? And make up for lost time in 2 years. And then once you get to that point, now you got to transform into had that transformation into being a guy, right? You're one of the guys now in the city, right? Because that takes a different mindset.
Yep.
You could have easily slipped back and went back to the street because it was easy. So now the doors are opening up.
Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing with that, right? Economics, right? I didn't have no business doing what I was doing. My family, my moms and my father took care of me, right? That was just how it was, right? But when I started playing for Grady High School, and Hirsch got involved. Hirsch introduced me to Lloyd Daniels. This is why I say my fucking world is sick, right? Out of all the people in New York City basketball, first professional athlete I ever met was Lloyd Daniels. I went with, and now I'm gonna make you laugh. I went with Hirsch. Hirsch came and got me from Grady, took me to some warehouse in the back of Queens. I got 3 boxes of Tommy Hilfiger clothes, right? He said, I'm going to the city. You can take the train from my house, go home. We go into the city. Lloyd was at, it was a restaurant that we all used to go to.
Hold on, was it in Chinatown?
No, not that one.
You know what I'm talking
yes,
about. Right,
we talking about this is on the east side uptown. We go to the city. Hirsch said, I'm coming to Grady in a couple of days. I'll bring the boxes. Go with Lloyd. He gonna take you home because Lloyd was fucking around in Brooklyn, whatever.
Right.
Lloyd picks me up. I meet Lloyd. I don't know Lloyd. Like I'm not a basketball guy, so I don't know.
You don't know who the hell is
Right, but he had a 360E white on white Mercedes Benz with the roof out, right? So I'm a young boy. I know drug dealers got this car. But he telling me this is a basketball player. I know what a basketball player, but I never felt it. First place Lloyd take me, he said, yo, you hungry? I said, yeah, I'm hungry. Lloyd takes me to Scores. The one that was under the Queensboro Bridge, the original Scores. It's a strip club.
That's a fact.
Right? Lloyd takes me to Scores, mind you, Pooh. I'm like, I don't know, so I'm like, he parks right, I remember it like it's a movie. He parks right in the front, the doorman opened the door, everybody, Lloyd, what's up, Lloyd, Lloyd, get up, come on, young boy, no. We going to Scores. The first time I ever saw women with big titties in my life, son. Right? So Lloyd puts me down, say, yo, go get him a water, no, get him a Sprite on the rocks. You know, Lloyd go over there, talk to some white dudes, and these beautiful women is just out, just catering to me and talk, because it's early, it wasn't popping.
Right.
So I'm like the young boy in there, and I'm like, what the, you know what I'm saying? I'm in there bugging chicken wings. Remember my Scores, the food was incredible. Best food in New York. I mean, chicken wings, I never, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just in there, but again, I'm 16 years old. I don't really know what's going on. So I'm like, all right, so Lloyd gets up like, yo, let's go. So I'm like, I'm hugging the women. Like, this shit was a movie. We leave. Second place we go, because he said, I'm gonna take you home, but we gotta make another stop. Mind you, it's like 9:30, 10. My mom's already like, I know when you ain't home, I know what you up to. So I'm like, he said, nah, I'm gonna call her. Lloyd pulls out this big ass phone, calls my mom's, called the house. For whatever reason, my mom's liked Lloyd ever since that day. I can never figure out how that one conversation, because she asked about Lloyd now.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? No, your son is with me, I'll bring it home, don't worry about it. Next place we go to, the Cheetahs.
Oh yes, the club, if y'all know.
Listen, at this point in New York City, this is as big as it gets.
That's a fact.
We go to Cheetahs, Pooh. I walk in there, second NBA player that I ever shook hand with, R.I.P. Dikembe Mutombo. Dikembe Mutombo was in Cheetahs with two fucking white girls standing in the corner, and mind you, he's 7'2". I'm probably like 6'4" back then, and I'm looking like, what the fuck? We walk right into Cheetahs. As I'm walking in, I'm seeing mad people outside like looking at me. Lloyd parks right in front again, car running. We go inside, I'm in Cheetahs, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm just like in heaven. We in Cheetahs for like an hour. They got me all the Sprite that I can drink, introduced me to all these women. I ain't know what was going on. I leave Cheetahs, mind you, this is all because of Hirsch didn't want to drive me home. I leave Cheetahs, we go uptown. Lloyd says, I'll be right back. He walked up some stairs, I fell asleep. I woke up, it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. Lloyd gave me $100, said, take a cab home. Called my mom, was like, yo, he fell asleep in my house, Again, I ain't know Lloyd's story. Again, Pooh, I'm green. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
I took the train from 113th and Frederick Douglass. I took the A train. He gave me $100, told me catch a taxi. I took the $100, took the train, hopped the train, went home, $100 rich. Son, I went back to school I went back to my house. I spoke to Norman Richardson. Ron was laughing. I say, son, I don't even know what the fuck happened yesterday. Changed my life. And that's the beginning of my fucking wild lifestyle after that. That shit fucked me up to this day.
Wow.
Never even thought that world existed. I'm 16, I'm green. I never, like, he pulling out wads of cash on cash. First time, and it was a guy that was with Dikembe Mutombo. He had a valise, a small valise with just hundreds in it. And they in the club, and I'm like, what the fuck? I know what it looked like to have major money, street money, but they like publicly like, he had on a suit. I never forget, a little dude with a suit on with a small valise like this with mad money, because he was the one who was buying me the drinks. You know what I'm saying?
From that point, you know it was possible.
Yeah. So that shifted everything. This is what I'm gonna do. I don't care about hurting no people. I don't need no tough guys no more. My family I don't need none of that. I don't need no protection. I'm square. I'm playing basketball. And that's what changed. That one night, seen it all.
So those of y'all know Lloyd Daniels' story. If y'all don't, y'all go look it up. But amazing person, good friend of mine's. Lloyd Daniels could have played in the NBA at 17 years old. I'm gonna tell you that right now. At 17 years old, he could have played in the league, and some people say even younger than that.
Yeah, people say that all the time.
Was crazy. And the best thing about this story, they never gave you a drink.
Right, never.
Sprite.
Never.
That was the thing that stuck out to me.
Never even played with that.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? They was drinking, getting right. I remember the Cristal bottles. No, give him, you know what to give him. Strip club, scores. No, y'all know what to give him. Made it a point. And that was like that until I got to college. Word.
Man, that was an amazing story, man.
Yep. And then when the Ghetto Quran came out, I was laughing because I'm like, yeah, niggas in Queens claim him, but he actually from my neighborhood.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Him and another dude named Tut, light-skinned Tut.
Yeah, Tut.
Yeah, but he from Brooklyn. He never from Queens. You know what I'm saying? But they was getting it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Yeah. That's why, telling my little cousin Man, like, we got this our whole family's like this.
Yeah.
No need to be,
Yeah.
That's a whole different story. I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get right back to this, right? I want to touch on St. John's because now you're making that transition into St. John's. Now that you got your education part together and you're able to play, what was that like that first year being able to play?
It was a culture shock for me. The intensity of being in college and juggling basketball with academics, it was intense for me because in college you're damn near a professional athlete at that level, right? But shout out to Mo Brown. That was my roommate. And we were not friends at Grady, we were friends at St. John's. Even though
my God, fresh.
Even though we was in school together, right?
Right.
Mo took care of me. Mo has his own story, but from day one, I guess when he saw what type of person I was, Mo told me keep my foot on the gas, don't give a fuck. And I'm forever grateful to him for always empowering me with the lessons he learned the hard way. It kind of made my ride a lot easier, even though, again, I was still severely ignorant about the business of basketball, right? But St. John's was good for me. I got another thing for you, right? I'm the only 4-year player in one school that had 3 coaches in 4 years.
Because I was about to say, you came at the end of Carnesecca's
Nope, I was there with Mahoney.
Oh, Carnesecca already had left.
He gone. He was gone for like 3 years.
Wow.
4 years. So I was there with Mahoney, I had Frashilla, and I had the great Mike Jarvis. You know what I'm saying? 4 years, 3 different coaches.
Who you think was, I know you got respect for all of them, but which one was the best for your career?
So Mike Jarvis by far. I think for me personally, having such a powerful asshole who commanded everybody's respect was good for me as a man, right?
Similar to what Jock.
Similar to what Jock, right?
Yeah.
The game of shout out to Mahoney, he did his thing. We have a forever relationship, me and his family, because he did let me go as a freshman. Like, he ain't hold me back. You know what I'm saying? I learned basketball from Fran Frashilla. Fran Frashilla taught me everything in basketball, even though we did not get along. He taught me basketball at every aspect of it, where that as I advanced, everything in basketball for me was easy, right? From the film studying to picking plays to everything about basketball. Fran Frashilla taught us that shit. And again, for me, after Fran, at no level was I confused about anything about basketball. He taught every little part of the game, and I would never take that away from him. We made amends. Well, he made amends with me years later, But we was cool. Again, that was adversity.
Right.
I didn't transfer.
Right.
I could have transferred.
Easy.
I could have redshirted. You know what I'm saying? Because I got hurt my sophomore year after being Big East all freshman team. I got hurt my sophomore year, but I still played because, again, I didn't see professional basketball as an option. I just want to graduate with my degree. You know what I'm saying? But again, Mike Jarvis, beautiful person, did for my psyche and what I ended up being, he was ideal for it. But basketball, Fran Fraschilla, unbelievable mind. Even though I got to check him on X, because he be writing some bullshit about overseas basketball. I be like, yo, Fran, you only went there, you saw one overseas practice and now you the czar. Like, chill out, son. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, shout out to Fran. I love the Mahoneys. Those are my family even to now. Jarvis is everything, period. Jarvis trumps everything.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, I know we talked about you landing in Charlotte, right? Did you get invited? Was it a situation where you did well at Portsmouth and you know?
So here's a story, right? Because again, I love to have these conversations because first of all, I don't need to lie, right? But there's always a story because I always think I can help somebody else. I got hurt at St. John's early December. I was averaging 20 and 13, right? I got hurt, had surgery, then I got hurt again. But I still played because we was having such a wonderful thing. But I sacrificed, in retrospect, I sacrificed myself for the team, right? Again, I did not want a red shirt. So I played.
You could have.
I could have redshirted. I got invited to we lost in the Elite Eight, and it was a blessing in disguise because it gave me 2 weeks to prepare for Charlotte with nobody touching my wrist. What people didn't understand was I already from December already got invited to Chicago. I was already going. They already saw enough of me the first 3 months of the season. It was like, nah, we ain't know Ty was that good. So I was on everybody's radar, right? Remember, there was a strike that year.
Right.
Everybody was in St. John's practice from Ron Artest, Bootsy, and Eric Barkley. Tyrone Grant was on the team. Tyrone Grant was leading the team. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine that dynamic in the gym, and they like, yo, but who the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Because nobody ain't hear me my sophomore. Well, they started paying attention to the end of my junior year, but nobody hear me because I was beefing with Fran, and I was fucking up my opportunity because I kept fighting it, right? So now we seniors and we going through this. So everybody's seeing me. I'm meeting people like, hey, what's up? They the scouts at the game. I'm like, oh, what's up, what's up? So the season comes in and we lose to Ohio State. My fucking hand is on fire. So the doctor from a hospital, shout out to the hospital special surgery. It was like, look, Ty, you need major surgery on your hand, but you're gonna be out for at least 5 months. What you wanna do? I said, all right, I got this invite to Chicago, but that ain't until June. It's like, nah, you gotta have your surgery now. You know what I'm saying? Somebody called, Jarvis probably called, I got into Portsmouth. So now I'm going to Portsmouth. Mind you, I'm still in shape, like I'm running and everything. You know, the juices is flowing because now professional basketball is like hovering, like I'm speaking with agents.
You got a chance.
Everybody, I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna interview all these agents, we gonna eat for free, don't worry about it. We gonna go everywhere, just tell me what restaurant you go get. So everybody flying, I mean all these agents, right? Mind you, my hand is in a soft cast. I go to Portsmouth. The trainer from St. John's come down there, shoot me up, boom, boom, boom. And Portsmouth is where the world kind of opened to me, right? You got all these NBA people, you got all the high-level European people. I go to Portsmouth and get MVP, right?
Wow.
Completely dominated. Me and Kareem Reed, I was MVP. I think Kareem Reed was like second in voting. So it's me, Kareem Reed.
New York City, yes,
New
sir.
York City. So we out there wilding. Reem was like, yo, mind you, I played with Kareem AAU. We never played against each other in college. So it wasn't like now with social media. I haven't like been around or spoken to Reem in 4 or 5 years. So we in there. So I get the MVP. So now, this is late March, April, draft is in June. So the next couple of weeks, we do this, you know, you get you get to fly out to teams and they do these interviews, right? So I'm like, damn, I got 10 teams want to meet Tyrone Grant. So I'm flying out, I'm hyped, pool, I'm in a big ass cast. You know, the doctors, everywhere I went, I had to bring my MRIs because they want to see how. So I'm like, damn, I probably got a shot. Like in my mind, I'm speaking to Ron every day, you know what I'm saying? He causing fucking chaos because he was still Ron Artest wilding. And we like, so then. So the draft comes, so my agent at the time, he hits me, he's like, they talking second round, but don't be surprised, don't be disappointed that you won't get drafted because you didn't work out for nobody. The only crazy motherfucker you worked out for was Pat Riley in Miami with a fucking cast on. This nigga had the treadmill with the thing to hold your hand, and I had to run. I was like, this dude is out of his mind.
I heard Pat Riley.
Out of his mind.
It's crazy.
But pool, St. John's already prepared me. So physically, I was still doing some shit because of St. John's. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to St. John's and strength and conditioning, Al Caronia. You know what I'm saying? So draft happens. I didn't get drafted. 27 minutes after the draft, Charlotte calls, like, we giving you a partial for the year, but you still got to make the roster, and we got 16 people on roster. So this is when it was 12, right? And you can hold 2, right? So I said, all right, fuck it. So my cast is coming off. They said, we gonna fly you out to get your shit. So there was a commitment to me that I didn't realize until later on. And I don't know if they do this to everyone. So I went out there to Charlotte in early August, and I worked out and got in shape. So now they had the pre-camp to the veterans camp. So by the time of free camp, they had gave Derek Hood, who was at Arkansas with Kareem, a guaranteed contract. So now I'm like, it's over for me. So now I'm on fire. You know what I'm saying? Because I had an opportunity to go to a team in Europe, but back then I'm like, Europe, get the fuck, like what? Yeah. Like again.
We kind of turned our nose up at.
Right, I didn't know.
Yeah.
So we go to the mini camp now. So it's like about 6 of us, and they so in that class they drafted Baron Davis. So again, this is '99. So we had some people there. Then they brought in about 12 guys to play pickup for the pre-camp, right? So I'm in there, I'm looking at the dynamics now. I'm feeling myself because I'm in shape. One, I'm in shape because I was actually there a month early getting trained by their trainer. So, right, my psyche is already like, oh, I'm a bust these niggas, but I'm still mad because they gave him the guarantee, and I'm like, I'm better than Derek Hood. I know his stats look better than me, but I'm way better than him. He can't even dribble the ball. First day, Paul Silas' son, R.I.P. Paul Silas. One-on-one full court, whoever scores, keep on. Pool. I fucking played on the court for 37 minutes. Busting everybody out. Boom, 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 boom. We didn't know you could dribble. Yeah, I know. What I did in Portsmouth wasn't a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Portsmouth is one-on-one. It ain't college. It's nothing. It's me against you. I'm bust your ass. Right? So that happened. This is a first day. Right? So after the first day, the camp was 5 days. After the first day, they cut 2 people that day. So it was literally 5 against 5. Every day, always matched up me and Derek Hood. Bust his ass. Bust his ass. Bust his ass by the 3rd day so much, he stopped speaking to you. Mind you, I had a kind of relationship with him because he was there before the camp. So it was me, him, and Baron Davis. So we together, we the rookies.
Competition,
right?
Nah, I
can't do it, right? So
you the ops,
right? So they had Eddie Robinson. They had dudes that was good rookies. So 4th day come, 5th day come, it ends. So all of us in the hotel. So now it's 10 of us. Derek Hood is the only one guaranteed. So 9 of us is like, all right, send me my plane ticket. So I'm in there, I'm talking to my agent. I say, yo, I feel good. You get me with the Knicks or something? He's like, nah, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their team because you committed. Like this dummy ain't even tell me how it works. You committed to the veterans. I mean to free agent camp before the veteran camp. So your time is already off. So I'm like, all right, what the fuck I'm gonna do? As soon as I hang up the phone with him, he called me right back. He's like, yo, Ty, you gotta go to the office tomorrow morning. So before all of this, everybody that they cut in the hotel. They never told them to go to the office. You know what I'm saying? So I go to the office, I'm like, I had on my suit and everything. I never forget, because I saw Mace that day, RP Anthony Mason. I go to the office with my suit and tie, and it's Paul Silas, I forgot the GM name, and his son. And I come in there, he's like, yo, you look good for somebody that might be getting fired. I'll never forget Paul Silas said that to me. He said, yo, I don't know how we gonna do it, but go look for an apartment. We're keeping you. Yo, when I tell you the rush I had, he said, straight like, that was my meeting. That was my meeting. He complimented me on what I was wearing. He said, yo, you gotta go look for an apartment.
Who was the first person you told?
My girl, my ex-wife. I said, yo, boo, don't come out here, because she wanted to come out there. I was like, nah, you can't come out for another month, because veterans camp started in 2 weeks. I gotta lock in. You know what I'm saying? Again, I was already wild, and I had some joints out there, so I'm already, you know what I'm saying? And my ex-wife didn't play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I already knew I needed to continue doing what I was doing. So now veteran camp come. I'm playing, like, again, that was a different level, so I had to get in better shape, and now I'm playing against Mace. Mind you, what prepared me for that was that gym couch workouts in the city back then, I used to play against who? Anthony Mason.
That's a fact.
So I already was prepped, but I didn't know the difference between summertime Mace and getting ready for NBA Mace.
Different.
So as his level was that high, I knew what my level needed to get to. You feel me, Pooh? So I'm in there and I'm watching everything. And mind you, we didn't really get along because I hung out with Derek Coleman. So Mace was, you fucking with the ops, You know what I'm saying? So we didn't really get along in Charlotte, right? So I'm there. So like the last week before the first preseason game, last couple days before the preseason game, they was like, all right, these people go play. So you know the politics come in. They cut Derek Hood, and he said, Paul Silas looked at me and said, they cut him 5 minutes before. He was like, I told you you were going to be here. You got an apartment yet? Because I was still living in NBC Suites. I remember this shit like it's yesterday. So we go to practice. So again, R.I.P. Bobby Fields. Paul Silas' son always told me, do everything he do. When he runs and sprint, run and sprint at his level, stay at that level. Now, I almost killed myself trying to stay up with this super athlete. You know what I'm saying? Like his sprints was like a real guard, nigga. I'm like a big 3-man. You know what I'm saying? But again, it helped me. And so we had a scrimmage, but I knew I could score. You know what I'm saying? I knew I could shoot over them. You know what I'm saying? If you my height, or even like legit 6'8", 6'9", I know I can score over you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We in scrimmage. They say, all right, we starting with this 5. This is the next 5. But the second 5 was made up of 7 people. I was the 7 people. I said, oh, I'm gonna get some minutes, right? I remember the conversation with my girl. I'm like, yo, you can't come out here. I'm about to get some burn. I'm about to get like 5. So we in scrimmaging. So Derek and Coleman and them got off the court, and now it was like 13 people because there was other people there for camp. So it was like the last 10. So I'm in there, I'm busting in it. Derek Coleman start talking crazy. Rook, you doing your thing. You on that Brooklyn shit. I'm shaking motherfuckers up. And I missed the layup. And what's his name? Eldridge Ricasna goes for a rebound. I'm behind him. I try to swipe for the ball. Whatever happens, my fucking elbow broke again. I still practice, Pooh. I'm in pain. I'm like, nah, I'm in denial. I'm scoring with my left. Practice is over. I go home. And I remember icing my wrist. And the trainer came out and was like, Ty, you all right? I was like, yeah, you know, it's sore. Because they all know about my wrist. I go to my hotel room, that shit swell up. I go back in the morning, I'm out for the year. I'm out for 6 months. I stayed in fucking Charlotte. So I was at the games. I got a million pictures of when we played against Ron and them. All this shit, I'm just there like this, miserable. Just soaking it in. You know what I'm saying? Derek Coleman bought me 12 suits, because that's when you had to wear a suit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So again, that was my experiences in the NBA, which was super, super cool, super dope. But that shit went by too fast. You know what I'm saying? When I got healthy, I got hurt again. I broke my my finger, and they was like, nah, nigga, we guarantee you 2 years. You gotta get the fuck out of here. That's how I ended up.
All right, so you finished up in Charlotte 2 years, injury prone, and then now you take your talents overseas. How long did you stay overseas?
I played in Europe for 10 years. Majority of my career was in Italy. Won 3 championships. Lost another 3.
So you've been to 6?
Yeah.
3, 6.
That's
crazy.
Yeah. I won a lot over there. Again, it was fun. I seen the world because of basketball, and I took full advantage of it. Well, I didn't take full advantage because I was still out of fucking control, but I think I always tell people my experience kind of propels everybody else's experiences going forward. So somebody like Omar Cook, before he signed in Milan, we had a conversation. I gave him my thoughts. Then he went on to play another 14 years and didn't make less than $1 million for like 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? Made a shitload of money. And that's where I came into play as far as with these young players, just giving them the advice. I got my young boy who's finally made it to Italy, DeJour Bowie. He's in Italy right now. And just give him, some answers to the test. Just a support system,
Was Walter Berry that for you?
No, Walter wasn't that for me. That was.
I heard he helped a lot of guys. That was.
I'm gonna tell you why. He wasn't that for me, because my first year overseas, I did play against Walt, but he was still playing. This was the end of his career.
Gotcha.
Walt was more of a practical motivator, meaning you saw how he lived, and you like, damn.
Yes. People don't understand.
Right. This man walked on water. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you'll see Walt and you'll be like, damn, I gotta be like that. You know what I'm saying? So Walt did that for me. Walt did that for me. He didn't really have to say anything. And you knew he didn't have to say anything, because when we played in the summers, Walt just bought that aura, and you was like, damn, this is it. You know what I'm saying? So Walt was a different, like I tell people all the time, Walt is a different person any way you want to try to describe it.
Yes.
Right? Awesome person. I speak with Walt more when I retired than when I was playing about basketball and life. But one of the biggest motivators for me back then was Adrian Autry, Red Autry, because he was over there. He was playing high level Italy. Actually, I think they won the championship that year. And when he saw me play, he spoke to me about having a illustrious career overseas, and his words resonated for like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll tell you, like, yo, Ty, I told you something, you end up having a better career than me. You know what I mean? So Red was very, very instrumental in my overseas experiences.
Man, that's crazy, man. You lived such an amazing life, and I think with your experiences, you're able to help kids in all kind of ways, right? Which is an advantage to yourself, and this is why you do so well with your Team First program. Now, you kind of stepped into the realm that we doing with the podcast, right? You and Chanel Scott got The Storm, which I love, by the way.
Yeah, the podcast is dope. So I actually played with Chanel 2 years in Europe, right? A lot of people don't know that. We played together. And I've been my big brother. The first woman I saw him visit, I said visit. I thought she was the most beautiful woman and ever that I ever saw in my life that I ended up marrying a girl that looked just like her.
Wow.
Word.
Chanel.
So now was my big bro. He still is.
Right.
So the podcast thing is dope. The podcast thing is something fun that we get together and we get to speak to people and talk shit. You know what I'm saying? It's something that just came out the air from Ruben Rivera, which is another, New York City former player turned night hero, you know what I'm saying? Now he's an actor and all that. And I just took it and ran with it, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know too much about it. And now we here, we having fun with it. But that's just like a hobby that I just enjoy doing. You do it full time, I do it part time.
Well, can't say, yeah. Thank you. But yeah, man, this has been dope, man. I want to have some fun before we get out of here.
Yeah.
All right. I have one more question before we get into our top 5, right?
Ooh.
Which is definitely the hardest part of the show. Is it one thing that you can do over from your career that you wish you could have done now that you look back on your career?
Yeah, I should. I look back and I say, damn, that could have, my life could have been different as one opportunity. I was first team All Italy in 2004, and I had an opportunity to go with the San Antonio Spurs, but they were not going to offer me guaranteed money. They just wanted me to come into camp. I spoke to Greg Popovich, and I spoke to my agent, and again, I was really fly tie back then. Like, I'm getting $160,000 a month. Woo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, woo. And I'm listening to him, and he's like, nah, this is a great opportunity. Not understanding the wheeling and dealings in the background. Like, he was hitting to me, certain shit was gonna come. And then he said, we have Malik Rose and, Tim Duncan and them, but he said we need somebody to be on a big 3-man who can do what you was doing in Italy. So I asked him, I said, so you've been watching what I was doing? He said, yeah, I wouldn't even be speaking to you. You usually be speaking to a scout. And I was like, all right, I'll let you know. He's like, yeah, just let us know within the next 24 hours because we have to make our decision. I told my agent, I'm not going there. They ain't giving me no fucking money. And I never even thought about trying out for an NBA team.
Because the bread was so good that you was getting used.
Yeah. I'm like, what? You serious? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But again, there was an opportunity that after I understood the dynamics of it, and I saw the trades and stuff that happened after that. And one of the players that they got that would have been me, it would have been perfect. I could have worked my way into that situation or another situation, but I would have got some.
Was that during the championship run?
Yes. Whew. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember all of that. I remember speaking to Pop for like 30 minutes. Because our conversation was pretty much me trying to figure out if he actually knew he's like, I saw you in the fucking Final Four. We was wondering whatever happened to you. You know, because it wasn't technology like now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think it was I think the GM was R.C. Buford, and he was coming out there. So they came to a final mid-season tournament. There's a Final Four. So I remember Chris Mullin being there because he was with Golden State, and this other white dude. I didn't know who the white dude was. And I'm busting their ass, and I'm talking to Chris during the game. And that's who ended up being the Buford guy. You know what I'm saying? So that was in retrospect, that could have went another way.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Well, before we get to the top 5, I want to give our guy, Ron Soufront, some props right now because
no doubt.
Me watching a game early on kind of helped me get into this space because I I didn't know, I never met him in person at that point. I just reached out to him on Instagram. He called me back and he walked me through the whole Instagram, how you doing on Instagram.
Right.
And I definitely see you on there a lot.
That's my guy.
And
Grady head.
I always say, you know, I always give him love because he was the guy that opened up the door that said, you know what, Pooh, this is how you can do it, right?
Love that.
And to this day, man, always give him some love, man.
Nah, I appreciate that. That's my brother. I mean, his son committed to Holy Cross already, so we got little X.
I got him already?
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, he's gonna be playing with us on TDJ Elite as well.
I love
He's gonna be sharing some time with us on our AAU team.
I love it. Yep.
Yeah, definitely, man. Salute to Woody too, man.
Yep, shout out to Woody.
But now we're gonna get into our top five. Top five.
This is hard, baby.
All right, top 5 guys you played against.
Ooh, I always say one of the number ones is DeMarco Johnson. Went to the University of Charlotte, got drafted by the Knicks. He bust my ass overseas. He's the only person that scored 30 against me overseas. He was a beast. You know what I'm saying? I got him back, but that 30, I never forget that because that was all me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was me. That was my second year overseas too. And he gave me that work. So DeMarco Johnson, number 1. Obviously Walter Berry. It's been 30 years. I still can't figure out how the hell he scored so much.
With ease too. With ease.
Walter Berry. Top 5 that I played against.
Got 3 more.
Played against. I could say, I mean, I didn't guard him, but Marvis Bootsy Thornton in Europe was 10 times worse than he was at St. John's.
Wow.
Like, you couldn't do nothing with Bootsy. And after we did his interview on The Storm, I realized why. Because in high school, he was a 4-man. So the 2 guards y'all know was 2 guarding and bullying people overseas. I lost 2 championships against him. Right? 2 finals. So Bootsy is 3. I can mention people I didn't guard, or I gotta mention people I guarded.
Yeah, we want to talk about the guys that you played against. Yes.
Okay, so shit. You know, I tell you now, what's his name? Marc Gasol.
Marc Gasol, tough. Definitely.
He was on my team in Spain till he went back to his to Barcelona. No, Barcelona. But Marc was tough because he was heavy, but he could shoot. He can actually play. That's why he has such a great NBA career. The last one, this is tricky. Shit. I'm thinking about these wings that I'm gonna tell you who was hard, but he prepared me. He prepared me for playing on the wing, which was Rowan Barrett, which is R.J. Barrett's father.
Really?
Yeah. Because in St. John's they was playing me at the wing and at the 4, and I had to guard him. So Rowan used to give me nightmares with that. I used to always question why the fuck I gotta go to practice.
What school did he play for?
St. John.
Oh, he played at St. John?
Yeah, Rowan was played at St. John.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rowan, R.J. Barrett learned basketball in Brooklyn, New York.
Wow.
That's why he's so comfortable coming to the Knicks.
So the Barris is from New York?
The wife is from New York.
Got you.
He's from Toronto.
Got you.
In the summers, they stayed with me in New York.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
So, but playing against him at St. John's was before R.J. Barrett.
Got you.
So that was my introduction to a super athletic college guard. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't guarding Felipe, I was guarding Roy, but I was always guarding Rowan.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was a nightmare, one-on-one full courts. Again, all this, prepared me for the shit with Charlotte.
Right.
One-on-one full court. In my mind, I'm like, I played against Rowan Barrett at 17. And he was murdering me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, these dudes is fools. So, yeah, so I I mean, my top 5 can vary because being on the wing or being with against a big man, it all depended on how aggressive they were. Like I used to dictate the game from the jump. You know what I'm saying? I play psychological war. I'm bumping you, I'm elbowing you. So a lot of people used to fold. Some people that I played against that were really good, mentally, I just destroyed them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But those guys, I always mention DeMarco Johnson because he bust my ass and I did everything to him. Hit him on the screens, all of, like, fake elbow to the head during the timeout, like shit like that. He was just giving me work. I was like, what the fuck is this big motherfucker doing?
Yeah, trust me, I understand those psychological wars, man. I was a deep sea guy myself, so definitely understand that. So that was your 5,
Yeah.
right? All right, top 5 guys you played with.
I could say Meta World Peace, Ron Artest, but he wasn't the best player on my team. You know what I'm saying? He was the most popular, but Eric Barkley was one of, from AAU to college.
And look, we gonna get to this. We gonna get to the sit down. Trust me, we definitely gonna get to you, brother. Trust me, definitely well deserved. Eric Barkley was super, super nice.
Eric is and it's because of him as well. He's one of the most talented players on and off the ball that I ever played with, right? Eric
High IQ.
Eric knew the game. You know what I'm saying? When he came to St. John's, he shifted the whole program after one practice. You know what I mean? But Eric was one of the best players I ever played against. Baron Played with. Baron Davis, having the luxury with him in Charlotte. Incredible. Without them, even with them bad knees, because both of them was bad at fucking 22.
Yeah, the Joe Namath knee.
Right.
Still killing.
Baron Davis. So Eric, Baron. So those are my NBA guys. I played with this Italian guy named Super Mario Boni. Led the league in scoring for like 15 years straight. Unbelievable shooter, right? He was the first European to try to make the NBA through the CBA. He averaged 25 in the CBA. They wasn't paying, he went right back overseas.
Wow. Complete
nut job, but can score his ass off. Super Mario Boni. So that's Europe. Junie Sanders.
Junie Sanders, definitely. You don't have to say no more. Trust me.
He set the bar for me at such a high level as a young guy on Nike One, looking up to him, that I never thought I can surpass that. Even now, I always say I may have had a better basketball career. He's a way better player than me.
Yes.
Right? So Junie and Lamar Jones. I mean,
one of the most forgot about. And I know people like us will never forget him, but people don't talk about him enough.
Yeah.
Right? Because Charles did so much.
Yeah.
Right? They forget that he learned it from, as Charles called him, Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. Lamar Jones. Let me tell you about Lamar Jones, right? Lamar Jones is the only guy that I've seen bust Stephon Marbury ass every time. And literally had Stephon giving him the ball every time we played them.
Wow.
And then we used to be such good games that you used to be like, we used to play, so we were playing Pro City. And the shit talking, obviously, before the game. So you got Pro Coney Island, Pro Bed-Stuy. So it's already craziness, right? You got NBA, you got Europe, right? But Stephon busts everybody ass. I mean, I thought you was gonna ask me the best, my top 5 in New York.
Oh well, that's next. That's always the last one.
But Marbury, you know, I put up there. But Lamar used to even that out every time.
All right, since we're gonna go there, top 5 players in New York City history.
All right, for me, Marbury's on the list. Obviously, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? Then we have. I'm gonna say Walter Berry. I'm sorry, like
He's on some people's list, and everybody listens different.
yeah. So I got Marbury. You gotta mention Nate Tiny Archibald though.
Fact. That's a fact.
Right? You have to like. So that's
4. Yeah.
And my 5th. This is good. Shit. I can say Michael Jordan.
I love to claim him. I always love to claim him. But you know, when people see this, they're gonna be like, yo, he wasn't raised in New York.
Right.
Raised.
That's a good one. So we got Starberry for sure. Okay. New York City. From what I heard, my old head from Brownsville, they said is one of the greatest ever. What's this crazy my old head fucking name?
You talking about Pearl Washington?
No, not even Pearl.
Fly Williams?
Fly Williams. So I'm gonna tell you a situation why I mentioned Fly, right? So we was at a Nike event. It was Mr. Couch. So there was Joe the Destroyer, Fly Williams, and the other old head.
Sam Worthing, they always
No,
together.
not Sam Worthing. Older than Sam. The drug dealer dude.
Oh, you talking about Pee Wee Kirkland?
Pee Wee Kirkland. All of them
Yes.
sitting right there.
Yes.
Me, Charles, and a couple of people. I said, Mr. Couch, who's the best out of the 3? Mr. Couch got up. Look, he said, look, they know I don't hold back. Fly by far, it's not even close. He said, and when he said that, they all sitting there, they was looking back to see his answer, and Fly looked back and was like, I told you.
Smooth as
Smooth, I told you.
Right,
And
right.
they didn't even, the other 2 guys ain't say nothing. And Mr. Couch went, he's like, listen, he led the nation in scoring in his sleep. You can talk about Dr. J playing in Rucker. This is a conversation with old ass Mr. Couch.
Who's 94 years old.
Right. Shout out to him.
Still living. Yes.
You could talk about Dr. J and all this stuff. He said when Fly came, everything got normalized because he was that much better than everybody. This is Mr. Couch's words.
Listen, I've Doug Gotti said he watched him score 78 in Brevo, which is still a record.
That's crazy.
And he played on one team and had 55 at halftime.
And he switched teams.
uniform and had 45.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
It's insane.
Which is crazy. So
Insane.
You can't even argue with that.
Yeah.
Man, listen, it was a pleasure talking to you. It's always a pleasure having a conversation with you, man. I want to say thank you for all the joy that you gave us in New York City, and also standing on business as a grown man.
Thank you.
Doing what you need to do for the city and being that voice that sometimes people don't want to hear, but I think they have to hear it.
Appreciate
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Appreciate that.
And I want to say, definitely want to give you props for being one of the greatest players in New York City history.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Definitely earned that.
Appreciate that, baby.
And when a lot of guys leave the city, you stayed here, and even though you traveled the world and you live in other places, you always come back to New York.
Absolutely.
And show love.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Another thing I want to present to you today, and I want to say thank you, brother, because for the first event that I did with the New York Basketball Head Supremacy, you was right there supporting, not only giving guidance and financially helped us because we did it on our own. I want to say thank you, brother.
No, I appreciate it.
You.
I appreciate the opportunity to work with you. I appreciate that's more important to me because I think that one, that event is going to grow, obviously, and two, the more I'm involved, I'm gonna try to eliminate all the bullshit that comes with us putting together these events.
That's a fact.
Right? Because that's more. It's about the kids, man. Like literally, people say that, but they don't really mean it. It's about these babies, man. We got to get where we supposed to be because we so far behind. We got to get back there.
And you see what we do at Brevoort, high school and down.
Absolutely.
We don't do no
Absolutely.
unlimited. I can't even call them Pro-Am. Because
Right.
Pro-Am when we was coming up.
Right.
It's not limited now.
Nah,
No
the fun
disrespect.
unlimited, baby.
That's right.
Get that money to these babies, man, these leagues. Y'all wasting your time.
No doubt. I want to present something to you real quick.
Yep.
In honor.
There we go.
Basketball heads.
There we
You know
go.
what I'm saying? I want to bless you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, brother. And it's my size.
No doubt.
You know I'm
No
a, you
doubt.
know I'm a rocket. You know I'm a
No
rocket.
doubt, man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, no doubt.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
No
it.
doubt.
Cool.
Love,
Word.
man. Love. Hey, listen. Y'all know what it is. Glenn Pooh Harding, basketball heads. We are the official home for New York City basketball. Peace.
Peace.
You already know what to do. Subscribe, like, put it in the comments, and share the content. This way, we can help the channel grow. If it worked for me, it can work for you. Peace.
Y'all ready? Yeah. You have just stepped out into the world of